When the first trailer for Mars Attracks dropped, it looked more like a parody, a park management sim based on Mars Attacks, where the exhibits are actual humans abducted from across history. It sounded like satire taken too far, but once you start playing, that ridiculous premise starts to make sense. Developed by Hellfire Games, Mars Attracts is part strategy sim, part social experiment, and part dark comedy wrapped in a candy-colored chaos of retro science fiction. The setup is simple. You're a Martian entrepreneur running a theme park for alien tourists, and the main attraction is humanity itself. You capture humans from different time periods and display them in theme domes: medieval knights, 1950s housewives, Roman gladiators, each with their own traits, moods, and needs. They eat, sleep, complain, and sometimes revolt. It's your job to keep them alive just long enough to entertain your guests or to run a few experiments before they inevitably break. It's as twisted as it sounds, but the game treats that tone with a wink rather than a sneer. What's impressive is how much depth lies beneath their absurdity. Mars Attracts plays like a traditional park builder. You lay down paths, place facilities, hire staff, and balance the books. But the systems are reimagined through this Martian lens. Instead of roller coasters, you build containment domes. Instead of mascots, you employ scientists. Instead of, research points, you gain progress by experimenting on your human captives. Those experiments feed new technologies, which in turn unlock bigger enclosures, better doctors, and deadlier gadgets. It's a loop that's disturbingly satisfying because it constantly forces you to choose between efficiency and ethics, if ethics even exist on Mars. Each human has distinct needs that affect how the park operates. Some prefer comfort and familiar surroundings, while others panic unless they're given objects from their time period. Ignore these details and chaos follows. Humans can riot, escape, or die, and the fallout can cripple your finances. But if you keep them too comfortable, your research output slows down. The result is a game where moral compromise is built into the mechanics, and you'll catch yourself smiling guiltily while trying to keep your prisoners productive. The core loop works well. Money flows from Martian visitors who pays to see the exhibits, and you spend it expanding infrastructure, hiring workers, and upgrading labs. Staff management is important, though not yet as refined as the genre giants like Planet Zoo or 2 Point Hospital. Pathfinding can be buggy, and some automation tools feel incomplete. Occasionally a worker just stops mid-route, forcing manual intervention. That's, I guess, the nature of early access, and the developers have already confirmed fixes are on the way. Where Mars Attracts really shines is in its presentation. The art direction embraces the pulp sci-fi energy of the movie and the old Mars Attacks cards, all bright reds, chrome plating, and oversized ray guns. The color palette sells the absurdity and softens the game's darker themes, turning what could have been grotesque into gleeful parody. Performance is mostly stable, though you'll notice frame drops in large parks with heavy activity. Some minor graphical bugs still linger, textures, flickers, invisible props, or guests walk through walls, but nothing game-breaking. The UI is functional, if a bit cluttered, and needs better sorting tools once the park grows beyond a few domes. These are polish issues rather than design flaws, and they don't overshadow the experience. The weakest part, for now, is audio, unfortunately. The soundtrack loops through a few retro tracks that fit the aesthetic but grow repetitive after a while. Ambient noise is underdeveloped. You rarely hear the screams, laughter, or chatter you'd expect from a park full of panicked humans. A few robotic Martian announcements provide flavor, but the world could use more audio textures to make it truly come alive. Still, the personality of Mars Attracts carries it. Beneath the comedy lies real bites, a quiet satire of humanity's obsession with control, profit, and spectacle. Replayability is strong even in its current form. Different human eras, map layouts, and experiment branches give each playthrough a unique rhythm. You might focus on comfort and safety in one park, or lean fully into exploitation and chaos in another. The developers have promised new maps, time periods, and even alien species in the future, which could expand the sandbox dramatically. After several hours, it's clear that Mars Attracts has something special. It's rough around the edges, sure, missing some sound effects, occasional pathfinding bugs, and a bit too micromanagement, but the core concept is so original and so well executed that it stands out in a genre crowded with sequels and clones. It's not trying to be wholesome or educational. It's a satire wearing the skin of a sim, and that's what makes it fascinating. For now, Mars Attracts feels like the start of something great rather than the finishing article. It is in early access, so just keep that in mind. Thus, if you want to wait for the full version to be released, that is also alright, but it is worth jumping in right now. So what do you think about Mars Attracks? Were you a fan of the movie? Did you ever watch the movie? Let me know in the comments below, and if you like this video, then give me a thumbs up. If you dislike this video, then give me a thumbs down. But please tell me why so I can improve my video. Until next time, have a fantastic day and stay safe.